Hi, welcome to the Black Experience Japan's Melanated Files. The purpose of this series is to highlight the black people living in Japan. Who are they?
Alright y'all, what's good? This is Joe. My name is Joe and I'm from Chicago, USA. So I have lived in Japan for the past 3 years. The biggest thing that drew me to Japan was seeing everywhere that there was to travel to. Kyoto, Tokyo, even the small cities like my city Okazaki or Gamagori or anywhere. Takayama is gorgeous. I love it. All the places that there are to travel, see, all the food that there is to eat. Japan is an amazing country to be in. That's what drew me here and that's what's keeping me here. I love that about this country. As of right now, I am an English teacher in Japan, in Aichi Prefecture. So one of my biggest goals or dreams is to be fully financially free in Japan so that I can travel and go wherever I want to on my own schedule. Of course, a good schedule is always needed to do what you have to do in this life, but to be able to travel and fly first class, that is one of my goals that I would love to accomplish. So I would say my experience in Japan as a black person thus far has been quite wonderful. I would say the only bad experiences that I've had are ones that I could have honestly changed by myself, just by my attitude and by my actions. I feel like the best way to view life is to blame yourself for what happened. Not fully, of course, but look at what you could have done differently in that situation to gear it into a better outcome than it had turned out to be. So one thing I don't like to do is blame other people. I like to look at myself and see what I could have done to change that situation, what I could have said, what I could have, where I could have gone, or whatever I could have done in general to change the situation to make it better for everyone, including myself. I would say the funniest thing that has ever happened to me in Japan as a black person is when my first grade student once called me Coco Sensei. She is adorable. She is wonderfully adorable. I would say the second funniest thing is when we always play bingo, she always beats me, and I always ask her, Joe Sensei is number 1? She said, no, Joe Sensei number 14. I'm like, dang, I'm bad. The worst advice that I've ever been given, just because it makes no sense at all, is when life gives you lemons, make orange juice. Anyway, the best advice I've ever been given is to be fully in the present moment. Don't think too much in the past because it brings up past aggressions, past thoughts, past negativity that is not suitable for your journey in the present moment. The future, thinking too far in the future, is going to give you unnecessary depression, anxiety, unnecessary anger by having expectations of a certain outcome in the future that might not occur, thus giving you unnecessary disappointment. So be in the present moment. Just be chill. Present moment, there is no time. There's nothing that you need to worry about in this present moment. Just be chill. It's all good. Okay, my favorite Japanese food, number 1 by far, forever and ever, is okonomiyaki. Straight out of Osaka, vegetable style only. I'm vegetarian. Anyway, okonomiyaki is number 1 every day, all the time. The thing I like most about Japan is the cleanliness. Cleanliness goes so far for me. I love when everything is clean, everything is shiny, everything is orderly and on time. Time management is also very important, and that's one thing I love about Japan. Cleanliness and time. My least favorite thing about Japan would be the fact that many people here won't tell you how they actually feel. I feel that when you are able to speak your mind to someone, you know, in a very respectful way when there could be possible confrontation. You're able to actually get to a point where you guys can come to an understanding of where you both stand with each other on a certain situation. But when there's one side or both sides possibly not even talking with each other, nothing gets done, and one side is always being left confused. That's the one thing I can't stand about Japan. Okay, look guys, my advice for black people is this. Go into every situation not thinking about race. Do not think about race when you go into a certain situation. Go into the situation with the mindset of, I'm going to do this job the right way and well. When you go into a situation thinking about race, you're going to have a sense of, or a chip on your shoulder with a bit of negativity or a bit of, you know, possibly putting a wall up when you could actually be open to everything. Be open to everything. I would say be even somewhat vulnerable to a situation. Why? Because then you're able to take the hits of life. And you can only learn by allowing life to hit you. And when you allow life to hit you, you learn more about yourself. You learn more about the situations that you were in. And you're able to help people coming up after you. It's just, that's one thing I feel like as a people we're not really willing to do. Be open and vulnerable to take the hits of life. You know? And I know we like being around each other, and that's awesome. But sometimes it's cool to break free and do something extremely new, sometimes even extremely scary. And you can only grow when you put yourself in uncomfortable situations. That's it. That's the advice. Put yourself in uncomfortable situations, not like dangerous situations, but uncomfortable situations, so that you can learn more about yourself and you can see exactly where you need to grow as a person. The dating scene for me in Japan has always been a little bit wild, and I say that not wild as in I got a whole bunch of girls, but I say that as in sometimes it's troublesome, as in the language barrier can be a bit, you know, confusing. You know, there could be barriers with that. The second thing is having confidence is very, very key to any situation, especially dating. And now I feel like I'm extremely confident with everything that I do. But before, within the past few years, my confidence was quite low actually. So now I'm pretty chill. But before, yeah, your confidence has to be up. As long as your confidence is cool and you go into the situation as if you know you should be there, everything is chill. Japan is different from America in many ways. I would say the key ways is different is just the way people communicate. In America, you're very upfront about everything. You're very, you have to be, I would even say somewhat confrontational. Not in a bad way, in a way where you're able to have a discussion and in terms of that, you know, risk offending people based on your own opinions. In Japan, that doesn't happen, and because of that, it can be quite daunting for foreigners to come here and have a discussion or a conversation on various topics. You cannot beat a river into submission. All you can do is ride its wave and use its energy as your own. What do I mean by this? When you're in a situation, be one with that situation. Ride with that flow. Ride with that energy of that situation. Don't try to fight it. Don't try to go against it. Ride with it. Next, once you ride with it, be one with it. And then rise above it. Once you rise above it, then you can start sprinkling your own ideas and interests into the situation. Don't fight it. Don't try to force your ideals. First, be one with it. It's better to understand than to be understood. So, where you guys can find me is on YouTube at This Is Joe. This is Joe, very simple. This is Joe. Alright, and I also do WordPress blogs, so more details on the videos that I put out. And WordPress, you can find me at This Is Joe Travels. Good to go. Oh, and also Instagram at This Is Joe. No, TIJ, This Is Joe. When you come here, have fun. Don't go into any situation thinking about race. Go into it as, you know, just you want to have fun. You want to explore this part of the world. You want to see what this situation or even this opportunity has to offer you. Don't go into it thinking about race. Go into it, just do it. Do it and have fun with it. And if it creates trouble for you, learn from that experience and keep it moving. That's all life is. Learning, making mistakes, having successes, having failures, and learning from all of it. That's all life is, and that's all I really want to say about coming to Japan. Enjoy it, love it, learn from it, and keep it moving. That's it.
Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to see weekly videos about the Black experience in Japan, feel free to subscribe to this channel. If you know someone that would like to be featured, or if you yourself would like to be featured, send us a message on our Facebook page at The Black Experience Japan, or send us a tweet on Twitter at TheBlackXJP. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.